So, the last episode of Cat Saga.
Hopefully.
I was gonna say the last episode, like a recap.
Oh.
By the way, you should totally name these like Cat Saga or whatever.
Yeah, I will.
Cat Saga Part 1 ended with the original mama cat going missing. One of her babies going missing. 2 of her babies are still alive. One of the babies... 2 of her babies are still alive, and then they're like sisters, I think. Mm-hmm. That other cat was still alive, and it had 4 babies, and we found 2 of them dead. So, I think back on the events now and realize it was obvious that those babies weren't going to make it throughout the nights because the mother cat had gotten extremely skinny, and even though they were big enough to be dependent now, they were still, like, feeding off of her.
Yeah.
So the baby cats weren't getting any milk, and she was, like, refusing to feed the babies, she had pretty much given up her own babies and stopped feeding them to feed the other 2 big cats, the bigger cats that were left. And so now we found them both dead. And we go into the porch and realize that one of the cats we suspect to be the only male cat of the bunch. The biggest, or not the only male cat, the only male cat that's, like, big.
Yeah.
We suspect that cat was the one that killed it, because we also found a dead baby bird under our porch that had been ripped to shreds. And we think maybe the baby cats died of malnutrition, but the way they died laying across the rocks, their mouths open, we think they choked to death trying to eat that bird because they were too young to eat it, but the big cat brought it under. And so we're like, alright, those remains of a dead bunny under there too. So like, alright, this is enough. They've starved their babies, dead woodland creatures. We're gonna end it. We've gotta end it. And you know what we find the next day? Before I even came downstairs, but my mom and dad saw?
What?
One of the 3rd baby kitten on the porch, dismembered. One of the cats, we believe the big one, had killed it and dismembered it. So now I'm like, this is where the attempted animal abuse comes in, because my dad saw that cat up there, like, standing next to that corpse of the cat, and ran out and fucking kicks at it, right?
Yeah.
And as it's going to the porch, he fucking throws a rock at it. 2. Yeah. So now it's game time. My mom goes off to work, he calls off work, and he wakes me up, and we're getting these fucking cats today. And I'm like, alright, down. And so he goes to Lowe's. By the way, I saw one out there, and there was this spray we got. It was like a stinky spray to try to repel them away. Another cat came back out, the baby cat, not the baby cat, the original baby cat, the one that my mom's likes. Mm-hmm. And he took that spray and sprayed it right in its face and eyes, you know? Because now it's like dismembered a baby, and don't fuck with babies, you know?
Yeah.
Don't. Whenever I play Minecraft, I don't even let the homies kill baby animals, you know?
Yeah,
in
Minecraft. I don't do that.
I don't do that. I don't kill baby animals.
I'm not that fucked up.
No, and so, a real baby animal is killed, you know, it's time to slide for the babies. Know what we saying?
Yeah.
So we're like, it's time. Your ass is grass, and I'm gonna smoke it, okay? We're going in. It's game time.
Yeah.
So, he sprayed it in his face. I grabbed it, and I was spraying at it as I was running back under this little cove under our porch, and it comes out on top of these rocks we have outside of my porch. I sprayed the whole thing, so the rocks were wet. It looked like it rained there. So as soon as they come out, they'd smell it. So we buy a trap, and one goes in. It gets caught. Its head gets caught in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 cats remaining, because the other one, we still haven't, from now, now at this current moment in time, we still haven't seen the 4th baby cat, so it's definitely up under the porch dead somewhere.
Yeah.
So we just can't find her. Stuff under our house, dying and rotting, that we need to get out. So, we're like, alright, we're going in for the babies. Slide for the babies. And so we've got this trap. It closes on the original one. It closes on her head, right?
Yeah.
It was too small, and she tried to pull back, and she was too strong. She managed to open it.
Wait,
And I was
what?
like, we got a trap, and
Yo.
we put food on a trigger in the middle, and there's
Yeah.
2 trap doors. It was a small one. I told my dad, this is a squirrel and chipmunk trap. It's for squirrels and chipmunks. This isn't gonna work. He thought it'd work. It closed on her head, and I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna trap her. It's just gonna snap her fucking neck. And I like looked away. I was like, you know what? I want to see these. I want these cats dead. All right, for what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't watch them die now. And so I can't watch it slowly because it pulls itself out. It like opens the trap door, and so like, god damn it, we have this thing. We put the food out, right?
Yeah.
And we put food in a box for this cat, right?
Yeah.
We took a box, like a big empty box that like a cabinet had came in or something. I'm not really sure what came in it. Put a food bowl and food in there, and it goes in there, right? My dad runs out on the porch and grabs the box and turns it right side up. And as he's turning the stuff closed, I run out with like one of those big black trash bags to cover it up so it can't get out. And as my dad's closing the flaps on top, it jumps out and pushes them open. And so my dad gets heavy duty trap.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And we set it out. The little one goes in, and eats it, the smallest one, and it doesn't set it off. It's too little. Now the guy cat this whole time of like, if it comes out, I'm bashing it. So we set up a plan. We put the small trap and the little trap together, angled, and we took boards from the garage, right? We boarded up all the holes in our siding. Because we've got like kind of like a siding type thing. It's like picket pattern, not picket. It's like a little thing, you know, at the bottom of our porch, and it keeps animals from getting under there. But you know, it's very fragile wood. My dad like took a rock and kind of like threw it at it a little bit, like lightly threw it at it and knocked the panel out. So we're like, okay, this is super weak. And there's a huge space under our porch, and so that's where they've been living because that thing's super weak and broken. Every hole we found, we boarded up and pushed bigger rocks, like huge rocks, not like garden rocks we have out there. I mean like grown-ass man rocks we found on the side of the road by our house. There's like a little moat between the side of the road and our house, and there's like a little rock wall. We put those rocks against the board so the cats couldn't push it down, and the one exit, those 2 traps lined up. Would you guess what happened? There was one hole, and the smallest one runs out, and like I grab a rock, I'm getting ready to throw it at her, and she cuts back around by the yard. I'm sprinting after her with a rock, and she dips. And so at this point, my dad takes a huge branch, is like trying to like whack to try to get them to like down at the bottom to try to get them to come up. I'm like throwing rocks at the bottom and like banging on the side of the porch at the bottom to like try to scare them up to the top so they run out the only way out and get trapped.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, I'm getting nauseously hungry. So we go get like Wendy's, I think. No. Was it McDonald's? Might have been
It
McDonald's.
doesn't matter.
We go eat somewhere, and I also introduced him to Ninja Sex Party. I played some Ninja Sex Party for him.
Yeah.
And then Twerp as well, which is their backup band. And they do a lot of songs with them. I played some of that for him. I played some Star Bomb. I introduced him to it. He thought it was pretty funny. I just wanted to say that was kind of nice moment. Nice family bonding moment.
Yeah,
and he took me,
after killing a bunch of cats.
Well,
Or
we didn't kill the
attempting
cat. Attempting to kill the cats. We couldn't kill the cats. And like,
If I was there, I would have killed
no,
cats.
I came out on the porch and one was standing and staring right at me, and I flinched because it wasn't the one that killed the baby. It wasn't the one that actually killed the babies. It was just the mama that starved them near to death. And so it's like, oh shit, I froze, and it took off and I chased after it. It's like I couldn't actually do it when I got to it. If it was the one that actually dismembered the baby, I definitely could have fucking killed that piece of shit.
Yeah.
And we named it Hitler. Well, my dad, it was Stalin. Sometimes it was Stalin, sometimes it was Hitler, sometimes it was Mao. We just didn't like this bitch.
Yeah.
So
Understandably.
Yeah, understand. It's dismembering babies and killing woodland creatures under our porch and shit. There's 3 dead babies, 1 dismembered, 2 dead woodland creatures from this fucker's reign of terror. And so he shows me this area. He's like, I'm gonna tell I'm gonna tell my mom brought it to the shelter, and I'm just gonna dump it back here in the woods. And so we're driving up. He's gonna show me this place in the woods. As we drive up there, there's somebody cutting the grass, and so I pause my music real fast. And he didn't see us. He's all the way cutting the grass, and we're like driving on the private property, you know.
Yeah.
And so we like slowly back up and get out, and like, you know what? I'll just take him to the shelter because there's some lady that works at a stray cat society. My dad knows that was gonna relocate him, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, so I guess I don't have to drop him in the woods. She'll do it for us. And so we go out to the woods. Oh no, we don't go out to the woods. We go out back home. All 3 cats that remain are sitting on the front porch, like taunting us. They got out around the traps. I didn't even know that was possible. So we set them back out on the porch, big trap, little trap. Put some food out as a bait. We go back in for the day.
Huh.
The next morning, the littlest cat,
Yeah.
and Stalin himself, the murderer, the murder suspect, and the mother that neglected them, in the big trap. So my dad takes them all off. My mom wanted to wait until we got the little cat, the only one that remains. Not the little baby, but one of the babies that was her sister cat's that then she took in and started feeding instead of the babies. She's still little. She's the one with the parasite that we thought was going to kill her and didn't. And so we take the big cats. My dad takes them out, gets rid of them. I wanted to hit the cage with a rock, but you know they wouldn't let me. Just scare the fuck out of it for the babies. And my mom was like, well, it's my fault that I didn't get rid of them sooner. Stray cats do this. And I'm like, I don't care. It killed the baby. I'm going to kill it. And then me and my dad were teasing my mom by telling her all the different ways we were going to kill it. And like over the top, it was like, let's put it in the garbage disposal and make cat spaghetti. And we were getting out there. I was like, let's boil it alive. Yeah, we were getting like out there just to scare my mom.
Oh my god.
And she thought it was her fault. And so now the 2 cats are gone. The baby one, this was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago at this point. Just last week because you were in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, just last week.
So, because I was like, man, one time Luke's out of straight because he would kill these cats without a second thought. And so
Cats spawn of
they're
Satan
from
himself.
hell. They're from hell in a cell. No.
The only cats that I like are my friend's cats from Pennsylvania. Those ones are chill because they're not. They're actually domesticated.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm not gay, but I'd totally smash. Anyway, to this day, that one cat, that little baby, is still on the porch, and now I'm attached to that one because as soon as you open the door, it like meows at you. And it's got like a little tiny baby meow.
You want me to end that relationship? Because I can't.
You can end the relationship, but I don't think my mom would be happy. I think I'd get in trouble.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You take the fall from me, right?
I think we can just leave her. She's gonna die of a parasite anyway.
That's true.
Probably. And now my mom feels super bad because she's all lonely, and she's like telling my dad, I was like, well, maybe we can just catch her and then bring her back to the other 2. And he was like, you understand this society, they're not going to end up in the same place, right? And she was like, yeah, they're going to a kitty farm where all of them run free. And he was like, yeah, some giant kitty plantation where they're all reunited. And yeah, so we've still got 1 cat. We've still got the traps. We didn't get rid of those because they're good traps. I told my dad to throw the cat trap with the cats in it in the lake.
Yeah.
He did not. He brought the trap back, so it was not at the bottom of the lake. And there's still 2 traps we have with nothing to do with them. No ground moles or anything we need to catch. So it's just sitting in the garage, taking up space. And we still got 1 cat. So, and 5 baby cats, and a mama cat ended up either dying or disappearing throughout this whole process. So I'd say it was a colossal fucking failure. And next time we're going to tell a story, Luke's going to tell a story from that aforementioned Pennsylvania trip.